Stoicism has been called the ultimate philosophy for a fulfilling life. But what if everything you've been told about it is only part of the story? What if the Stoic path isn't all about peace and control? What if, beneath the surface, there's a dark side that no one talks about? In a world filled with distractions, Stoicism offers the promise of calm, control, and inner peace. But what if there's more to it than just mastering your emotions and achieving resilience? What if embracing this ancient philosophy means confronting something far more unsettling? In this video, we're going to reveal the uncomfortable truths about Stoicism that are often glossed over. It's not just about finding tranquility. It's about facing the uncomfortable, the confrontational, and the brutal truths of life that most avoid. And once you see this side of Stoicism, it might change everything you thought you knew about this philosophy. Stoicism offers a path to navigating the chaos of modern life. But what happens when it doesn't fit perfectly into every situation? What if the real challenge isn't just about controlling your emotions, but about confronting the truths you'd rather avoid? The Stoic journey isn't all peace and tranquility. It's about becoming unshakable in the face of life's darkest, most uncomfortable realities. Are you ready to face that truth? Let's dive in. One of the most well-known aspects of Stoicism is its emphasis on emotional detachment. The Stoic ideal encourages controlling your emotions to achieve inner peace and resilience. The thinking is that if you can master your emotions, you can remain unaffected by external chaos, maintaining stability no matter the circumstances. While this approach may seem empowering, the reality is more complex. Constant emotional suppression, stifling anger, sadness, frustration, or grief can have unhealthy consequences. By continuously holding emotions in check, you fail to process them in a healthy manner. Over time, this can build up and lead to emotional burnout, anxiety, and even numbness. The constant effort to suppress emotions can create a facade of control, while on the inside, you may feel increasingly disconnected or overwhelmed. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius considers someone in a demanding job or a high-stakes relationship. They try to keep calm, applying Stoic principles to stay composed in the face of stress. On the surface, they appear calm, methodical, and strong. But inside, there's an accumulation of unprocessed emotions. The anger that never gets expressed, the frustration that is continuously bottled up, and the sadness that isn't allowed to be fully felt can slowly lead to burnout or emotional exhaustion. Imagine wearing a mask of calmness every day, responding to life's challenges with the ideal Stoic response. But inside, you feel like you're about to burst. It's as if your emotions are being constantly pushed down, and the strain of keeping it all together is beginning to take its toll. This scenario isn't just hypothetical. It's the dark side of the Stoic pursuit of emotional control. Stoicism can be incredibly useful for gaining perspective and maintaining composure. But an over-reliance on emotional suppression can be counterproductive. True growth isn't about pushing your emotions down. It's about recognizing them, allowing them to exist, and processing them in healthy ways. Only then can you achieve a deeper and more sustainable sense of inner peace. A central idea in Stoicism is the concept of indifference, maintaining detachment from external events and not allowing them to disturb your inner peace. Stoics teach that you should care deeply only about what is within your control, and everything else, including material possessions and external circumstances, should be met with indifference. By practicing this detachment, the Stoic aims to protect their peace of mind, regardless of life's ups and downs. While indifference can be incredibly useful in managing stress, it can also slide into emotional coldness or apathy. If you constantly detach from external events, you may begin to disconnect from things that truly matter, such as personal relationships and emotional connections. In its extreme form, Stoic indifference could lead to neglecting the emotional needs of those you care about. The Stoic's inner calm might come at the cost of empathy, creating distance where there should be closeness. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. Imagine a Stoic individual responding to a close family member's emotional struggle with a detached, "it is what it is" attitude, believing that this is the Stoic way to handle the situation. While the Stoic may stay composed and avoid unnecessary emotional turmoil, they risk appearing cold, uncaring, and disconnected from the person in need of support. Instead of offering a comforting embrace or understanding, the Stoic might just tell the other person to accept reality and move on, leaving them feeling unheard and unsupported. Picture yourself sitting next to someone you care about, watching them struggle with deep emotional pain. Instead of offering comfort or showing empathy, you simply stay quiet or offer a detached acceptance of reality response. The room becomes cold, the connection frays, and the person might feel more isolated in their pain than before. This kind of emotional distance might help you maintain your peace, but it can be incredibly isolating and even damaging to the people around you. The Stoic pursuit of indifference serves as a powerful tool for maintaining personal tranquility amidst chaos. However, when taken too far, it risks eroding the emotional bonds that make us human. True balance requires acknowledging that there is strength in vulnerability and in offering connection to others. The Stoic must not only detach from external stresses, but also remain open and emotionally present in the relationships that matter most. Stoicism promotes the pursuit of virtue and rational living. The Stoic is encouraged to embody virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance at all times, setting an incredibly high standard for personal behavior. The idea is to live in accordance with reason, to always strive for moral excellence. This continuous striving for virtue, while noble, can become an intense pressure to live perfectly. However, the pressure to meet these lofty ideals can have a dark side. Constantly measuring your actions against the Stoic ideal can lead to chronic self-criticism and feelings of inadequacy. The reality of being human, experiencing anger, frustration, and imperfection, can create a sense of constant failure, making you feel like you're never truly living up to the Stoic standard. This can cause burnout and disillusionment as you feel stuck in a cycle of perpetual striving that never seems to end. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This resonates deeply with the Stoic's desire to live well, but it also highlights a common pitfall: spending so much time focusing on being perfect that we lose sight of enjoying life and its imperfections. Imagine trying your best to live by Stoic principles, but each time you feel anger, frustration, or impatience, you are gripped by guilt, as though you've failed to live up to the ideal. Instead of embracing these moments as part of being human, you feel burdened by them, trying harder and harder to push them away. This relentless pressure can be exhausting and discouraging. While Stoicism's emphasis on virtue is admirable, the pursuit of perfection can sometimes be counterproductive. The relentless effort to live virtuously without accepting the inevitable missteps of life can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. The journey toward becoming a virtuous person is more important than the destination itself, and practicing self-compassion and recognizing the inevitability of imperfection is key to avoiding the exhaustion of chasing an impossible ideal. Stoics often advocate for solitude, emphasizing the importance of spending time alone for introspections and reflection. They believe that developing a strong relationship with oneself is crucial, as external validation is transient and unreliable. In their view, true peace comes from within, and by cultivating inner tranquility, one becomes less dependent on the outside world. However, while solitude can indeed be a powerful tool for self-awareness and personal growth, the dark truth is that excessive isolation can have negative consequences. Being alone for long periods in the name of control and peace can lead to loneliness, emotional disconnection, and even depression. Some Stoics may withdraw from social or emotional connections, thinking they are preserving their peace or avoiding distractions. But in doing so, they risk missing out on the emotional richness and depth that genuine human relationships offer. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings, reminds us that nowhere you can go is a place where you can live without a companion. Even the most committed Stoic needs companionship, human interaction, and emotional connection. No matter how strong our inner peace is, we are inherently social beings, and isolation can stifle our emotional and psychological growth. Imagine withdrawing from friends, family, or colleagues because you believe that emotional involvement will disturb your peace. Over time, this distancing can lead to feelings of emptiness and disconnection. The solitude you sought to maintain control over your life now becomes a source of isolation, leaving you unable to experience the joy and fulfillment that comes from meaningful relationships. While Stoicism encourages solitude as a means of reflection and growth, it's crucial to strike a balance. Meaningful connections with others are essential for emotional well-being. Too much isolation can leave us feeling like we're missing an important part of what it means to be human. Our ability to connect, empathize, and grow together. To truly thrive, we need to engage with the world, not retreat from it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while accepting everything outside our influence with equanimity. This mindset offers clarity and peace as it allows us to let go of unnecessary stress over events and situations beyond our control. By only engaging with what we can change, Stoics believe we can cultivate a life of purpose, free from the chaos of trying to manipulate the uncontrollable. However, the dark truth is that while this philosophy can provide peace, it also comes with the risk of an illusion. Believing that we can always control our internal state, no matter what external circumstances arise. Life is unpredictable, and not everything can be handled with a Stoic mindset. Sometimes, events unfold that are simply beyond our control, and no amount of inner composure can alter their course. This reality can lead to frustration and disillusionment, especially when things don't go as planned, despite our best efforts. Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." While this reminds us of the importance of mastering our desires, it also highlights the difficulty of truly mastering every aspect of our lives. Sometimes, we encounter personal or professional setbacks that shake our emotional balance, no matter how much we try to maintain control. Life can throw curveballs that no mental preparation can prevent or change. Imagine trying to control a situation that's completely outside your grasp. Perhaps a health crisis, the behavior of others, or an unpredictable economic downturn. No matter how hard you try to stay calm, the situation still unravels. This realization, acknowledging the limits of our control, can be painful, but it's also a vital part of wisdom. We are not omnipotent. Stoicism teaches that control is a powerful tool, but it's important to remember that life is inherently unpredictable. Sometimes we must accept uncertainty and the lack of control without becoming frustrated. True peace comes from embracing this fact, knowing that even in the face of uncertainty, we can still control how we respond. The truth is that Stoicism, while incredibly powerful, is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It demands emotional suppression, detachment, perfectionism, isolation, and an unrealistic expectation of control. When taken to extremes, these principles can leave you feeling isolated, disconnected, and frustrated. Imagine living your life following these ideals, striving for perfection, suppressing every emotion, detaching from others, and convincing yourself that you're in control of everything. But then, in a quiet moment of reflection, you realize that these ideals, while noble, have distanced you from the very human connections and emotions that give life its depth. The more you push to control, the more you lose touch with the messiness and beauty of being human. At first, it feels like strength, but over time, you realize it's a wall you've built around yourself. What you once thought would bring peace now feels hollow and empty. The Stoic path can lead to profound wisdom and inner peace, but only if it's balanced with the understanding that we are human, and that perfection, emotional detachment, and control have their limits. It's about finding balance, not just in your actions, but in your heart. And in that balance, true peace lies. The Stoic path is not without its dark truths. It promises peace, control, and resilience, but it also comes with sacrifices that many aren't prepared to face. Understanding the full scope of Stoicism means acknowledging both its light and dark sides. Are you ready to embrace Stoicism with all its complexities? Or is there a more balanced way to achieve peace and resilience? If you found this video eye-opening, share it with others who might need a deeper understanding of Stoicism. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and let's discuss the challenges of living the Stoic life. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into how ancient wisdom can still apply today. Stoicism might not be the answer to everything, but by embracing both its light and dark sides, we can find a more balanced, real way to approach life. Share this with someone who needs a more honest look at Stoic philosophy.